Starfall.
Hey guys, Nick here with Starfall Sabers. Welcome back. I've got another saber reveal for you today. This time it's a Kanan Jarrus saber. Now I've built these in the past, but this is the first one with electronics in it, so I'm really excited to show this off. So let's get to it. Okay, so we have the Kanan Jarrus saber that I have built. Again, I've built this before. This is the first time we've put electronics in, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. This has a Prism version 4.0 installed in here, and I'll just kind of take you through some of the visual aspects of this saber. So with Kanan, he's one of my favorite Jedis, especially from Star Wars Rebels. I just love that show. I love what they're doing with it. And first I should say this, this saber itself does not do the thing that Kanan's does in the show where it disconnects here so that he can go incognito when he attaches it to his belt. Eventually I do want to do a saber like that, and most likely I will keep it for myself when I do that. But this one does not. But again, it looks very much like Kanan's saber, and I'm really happy with this build. So you have the Shroud here. This is a found part, heavily modified. You have a machined aluminum here. This is all steel, is the rest of the construction. You see some kind of like some carbon scoring, some weathering effect over here by the Shroud. Just all these little details that give it a more real world feel. Blade retention screw, and you have this kind of flared shroud type detail that's signature of Kanan's saber. This is the auxiliary button. Right now the kill key is in here, which shuts off power to the board, so you can see no power to it. But this is the auxiliary button. This will give you your blaster blocks and your lockup if you hold it, and then this machined brass screw here is your power button. Coming on down here, you have rubber grips and some really hard plastic grips here. Again, steel underneath, and down to the pommel with the speaker grate. So we'll go ahead and power on the saber here. You want to remove the kill key, and you're going to hear the boot up sound. That's our favorite droid chopper. And then your power button is here in the activation box. So this is the Kanan sound font. And you have your blaster blocks here. Hold it down for lockup. Now, with this hilt, it has 6 different sound fonts, and so to change that, you hold down the auxiliary button until you hear a beep, and then the next sound font will be brought up.
This party's over.
So this is Shatterpoint.
Hero.
The Hero font.
A man can have anything if he is willing to sacrifice.
Really like that font. That is the Old Republic Fallen series, I believe. Bespin. Got Vader, which I thought would be appropriate with the Kanan saber since he does fight him in Season 2. and then back to the Kanan font. Put a blade in here. I'll show you how that lights up. Make sure your blade retention screw is backed out. Tighten that down. And we'll take this out and I'll show you how to get access to the internal chassis. Now Chad from Starfall Saber's build log did the install on this, and he designed a 3D printed chassis, which is kind of nice to get access to the RICE port and also the SD card. Now the RICE port you can adjust settings, sensitivity, also change the different color combinations that you can get. And RICE stands for Real-Time Internal Configuration Editor, and it's a real handy tool. So I'll show you how to get access to that. Now this pummel, this does not screw off. It's actually secured with a set screw here. So you just take the Allen wrench, and when loosening and tightening, it's not as crucial with loosening, but just get in the habit of using the long end here. You'd never want to use the short end to tighten because you could strip this. It's just way too much torque. So use the long end of your Allen wrench and just back that out there. Now this will slide out. Those two wires go to the speaker, which you can see through here. And this can just dangle like so. Now you can see right in this slot here, this is the 3D printed chassis, which secures the RICE port as well. And the card and the battery and all the other internals are secured behind it, and you don't ever have to get access to that. But the SD card here, you would just either take an X-Acto knife or a pair of like needle nose pliers or tweezers, and you would just pop that out. But first, before you would ever do that, you'd want to put the kill key back in. So just remember that. It's not the end of the world if you forget to, but it's just best practice to do so. So you can get access to the SD card. You can put that in your computer, change the sound fonts, whatnot. And then with your RICE cable, you can install it in here. And again, in real time, adjust the different settings. So when you're done with that, you can go ahead and just carefully set that right back in there. And make sure it's just resting flush. And then you can go ahead and tighten down. So that screw, and again, you don't want to over tighten this, just a little bit like that. That's fine. So there you have it, the Kanan Jarrus inspired Saber, Starfall Sabers. Again, the hilt I built, and Chad from Starfall Sabers build log did the install on this. So again, want to thank you guys for watching. I appreciate a subscribe if you like what you see, and you can then be notified of all the new Saber reveals as we complete them. We have about 15 more to go, and of course the orders keep coming in, so we appreciate that. And again, appreciate your patience for those of you who have ordered one. We're going as fast as we can, and again, we appreciate it. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.